Tonight on Connecticut's news station, tenants are fed up after going without heat for 5 days in these below freezing temperatures. Now the town of East Hartford is stepping in to hold the landlord responsible.
And we are timing out a bit of snow during the day tomorrow, and then an even colder air mass settles in for this weekend. We'll talk about how cold coming up.
New Haven police have named a suspect in a series of bogus bomb threats. We're getting new details about what happened after federal buildings had to be evacuated.
Now at 10, this is Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
The bone-chilling weather is sticking with us tonight. Thanks for joining us for the Fox 61 News at 10. I'm Brent Harden.
I'm Sarah Sanchez. We're in store for the coldest temperatures this winter season.
Let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Rachel Frank for a first look at the forecast tonight. Rach?
Yeah, that coldest air is not for tonight, but it is for tomorrow night into Saturday morning. And not only are we dealing with some bitter cold, but we'll have a gusty breezes too, and that will make it feel like near or even below zero as we head towards daybreak on Saturday. We're also timing out a bit of light snow or some snow showers during the day tomorrow. No ice this time around, and a much easier system to get through. We're just kind of on the northern fringe here with the chance for a coating up to an inch for most of the state. There could be some isolated 2-inch amounts in parts of western Connecticut, but I think that would be the exception rather than the rule. We've got some snow showing up on the radar tonight, and I know there were a few flakes out there earlier, but there is a bit of dry air now that has developed. So in some cases, these snow showers or flurries are kind of evaporating before they reach the ground, but they might be making it down here through Chester, Essex, and Lyme. We will increase our chances of seeing more numerous snow showers, though, as this disturbance kind of consolidates and develops to the south of us. Right now, we're looking at temperatures that are in the 20s to right around 30 degrees. And it's not as cold tonight as it was last night into this morning. We're looking at overnight lows that are right around 20 degrees inland and mid-20s for the Connecticut shoreline. As we head through the morning tomorrow, we'll see a rising chance for some of those snow showers developing. They'll be kind of off and on through the course of the day, and then they're wrapping up as we head into the late afternoon and especially the early evening hours. Following that, the wind picks up, the cold settles in, and it is a chilly weekend ahead. We'll take a closer look at your forecast for tomorrow and beyond. Plus, we eventually have a rebound in the numbers when we thaw out coming up.
Sounds good, Rachel. Thank you. And new at 10, tenants in East Hartford say they are moving out because they've been without heat for days. Today, the town was notified by tenants at the Chapman Arms Apartments that the HVAC system has not been working since Sunday. The apartment complex consists of 4 buildings with 62 units, all on the same HVAC system. Tenants say their landlord, Stratus Equities, has not taken any action to fix it. The town gave the landlord until 3 p.m. today to fix the problem or to move residents somewhere else with no responsibility taken. The town has declared the apartments unfit for occupancy and will put the tenants up in hotels. And these plunging temperatures affect people in a variety of ways, whether you have a home or are unsheltered.
Fox 61's Matt Karen has more from Newington with what we need to know as that mercury takes a plunge.
Well, the wind chill is supposed to make it feel like single digits over the next several days. That can quite literally threaten your life, but it can also threaten damage to your property, including, yes, you guessed it, frozen pipes, which is why the state of Connecticut has activated its severe cold weather protocol.
I've seen houses totally ruined.
Tanner Niemirowski of Ted's Plumbing and Heating knows all too well the havoc the cold can wreak on your home.
The biggest thing is obviously frozen pipes.
I invited Tanner inside the Karen household where he found my pipes lacking critical insulation.
Insulating up closer to this outside wall wouldn't be a bad idea, whether it's pipe insulation or just getting some insulation along the sill.
Advice on how to avoid frozen pipes includes leaving a little bit of water running, allowing heated air to circulate in your cabinets, leaving the heat no lower than 55 degrees, and closing your foundation vents. And don't forget about those outside spigots.
Shut off the valve and then open up the outdoor portion. That's going to relieve any little bit of water that's left in there.
But let's also not forget there are roughly 4,000 people in Connecticut who are not fortunate enough to have a home.
It's really hard to be outside right now. for anyone.
For them, even finding a bed is a challenge.
Say in some communities, I'm hearing about people being turned away because there's just not the capacity that is needed.
Sarah Fox is the CEO of the Connecticut Coalition to End Homelessness. She told Fox 61 that tonight about 250 people will instead be sleeping in a tent or encampment, including 30 kids.
We're in the middle of an affordable housing crisis, and people are falling into homelessness very quickly. And it's really hard for any citizen across the state to find an affordable rental unit. And so for people who are living paycheck to paycheck, which are the people that we're actually seeing fall into homelessness, in addition to our elderly.
The CCEH will be asking lawmakers for another $5 million annually to ease the winter shelter surge. But there are also resources available now. The United Way Connecticut's 211 line is standing by 24/7 to help you avoid the risk of frostbite, hypothermia, or even death.
Our job at 211 is really to work with each caller who is seeking shelter to ensure that they find somewhere safe and warm to go.
The United Way 211 told us that despite Connecticut's limited shelter capacity, they're able to get a bed for anyone who needs one. The colder temperatures are increasing a demand for their services. Just last night, about 800 people called for help. Reporting in Newington, Matt Caron, Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
A school employee who was arrested last week is facing multiple charges for sex assault and risk of injury to a child. Brian Bass of Manchester was employed by Weaver High School in Hartford as a social worker. Police tell us Bass was first reported back in June. He surrendered himself to police last Thursday. Bass posted a $50,000 cash bail and will appear in court next month. He has not yet entered a plea. We reached out to Hartford Public Schools. They tell us Bass was placed on leave after allegations were first made in June. They're in the process of terminating his employment.
New tonight, New Haven police have arrested a man for allegedly making fake bomb threats. Police say just before 11:30 today, they received a call for a bomb threat targeting the New Haven Police Department headquarters, the federal building, and the federal courthouse. Those three buildings were evacuated, and the hazardous device unit conducted sweeps in the areas which had negative results. Police arrested Tyrell Walton for the hoax bomb threats. Walton faces multiple charges and is being held on a $500,000 bond tonight. Well, jurors in the Michelle Trones trial are getting a science lesson with a key witness in today's testimony going over DNA evidence.
Fox 61's Julia LeBlanc is outside Stamford Superior Court with a breakdown of today's testimony.
Jurors sat through hours of scientific specifics as a forensic specialist combed through DNA she was and wasn't able to pull from evidence found at Jennifer's home.
In my mind, it clearly does show that something happened to Jennifer Dulos in that garage.
Day 5 of the Michelle Trones trial. Prosecutors presenting this witness who tested DNA evidence investigators say they found on scene at Jennifer Dulos' New Canaan home, with a big focus in her garage, a place police believe Jennifer was attacked, leaving blood-like stains with her DNA behind.
DNA testing is a forensic tool of comparison. So we want to try to include or exclude a possible person as being a contributor to that evidentiary profile.
Kristen Medell with the State Forensic Lab went over dozens of examples of those stains, showing a likely match to Jennifer's DNA. They used swabs from her toothbrush to compare.
Is at least 100 billion times more likely to occur if it originated from the source of the DNA profile from a swabbing of the electric toothbrush.
Medell also compared evidence to swabs from the 5 Dulos children, Jennifer's estranged husband Fotis, their family nanny, and one of Fotis's employees, Pavel Gamini. For Fotis, most samples were either inconsistent or inconclusive, but his DNA was a likely match on at least 2 occasions, on a door handle near the mudroom and from blood-like stains found on the kitchen sink.
The DNA profile from item 5S1 is at least 4.3 billion times more likely to occur if it originated from foetus doulos.
Outside of a few other likely matches with the doulos children and their nanny, the others were excluded from matching DNA found on scene, including the defendant, Michelle Trones, who police believe plotted with foetus to cover up Jennifer's murder.
There is no place in New Canaan or in that suburban that has Michelle Trones' DNA.
Now, prosecutors do believe foetus attempted to clean up the crime scene at Jennifer's New Canaan home. Now, the defense pointing to the fact that that alleged cleanup could have impacted or even distorted or gotten rid of some of the DNA found on scene. We are in Stamford. Julia LeBlanc, Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
19 Quinnipiac University students headed to New Hampshire this morning ahead of next Tuesday's presidential primary. Students will have the opportunity to experience the electoral process on the ground through seminars. These seminars have been running since the 2000 presidential primary. Throughout the seminar, students will attend rallies and town halls, meet the candidates, talk with voters, and much more.
I'm just really excited to get up close and personal. It's one thing seeing it on television, it's another thing seeing it firsthand. So I'm super excited. Hopefully I get to meet some people.
The seminar runs until next Wednesday. Students will be discussing presidential campaigning and the influence states have on candidates winning a race.
And as people across the state brace for the deep chill, volunteers in Hartford are making sure those who are unhoused can stay warm. Archbishop Dexter Burke from Walk in the Light Church of God and several volunteers spent the evening passing out socks outside Hartford City Hall. They also had dozens of blankets, all custom made and donated to the church. Organizers say it's all about providing for people who have very little.
Once we give those out, we will they will ensure that folks are warm tonight and they have some comfort in their life. I'll be out here until we give out all of these blankets and all of these socks so that when I go to bed tonight, I can be assured that others are warm, they're safe, and they're comfortable.
Organizers say in total they handed out over 1,000 pairs of socks and 100 blankets.